Hi, folks. Joseph Kursky here with you. The average elevation in Colorado is 6,800 feet, or just over 2,072 meters above sea level, making it the highest average elevation in any of the 50 U.S. states. Let's use the ArcGIS Scene Viewer with the USGS Topo Base to figure out what areas in Colorado are below or above 6,800 feet. North Table Mountain is slightly lower than 6,800. Let's zoom up to Boulder. And again, you can do the same thing with these tools. I'm not signed into anything. I'm just using the ArcGIS Online Scene Viewer. Flagstaff Mountain, just to the west-southwest of Boulder. Let's rotate this a little bit. That's 6,800 feet. So the elevation of Flagstaff Mountain, actually the saddle going up to Flagstaff Mountain, is the same elevation as the average elevation in Colorado. Very cool. Again, you could do this for other states, other parts of the world with topographic base maps and the 3D Scene Viewer. Now, where's the lowest point in Colorado? The lowest point in Colorado is actually the highest lowest point in any of the 50 U.S. states. Now, you may say, well, Joseph, Alaska's got higher elevation in certain peaks. Sure, it does, but of course, it also goes down to sea level since it has coastlines. Colorado's lowest point, where is it? Is it where the Colorado River crosses into Utah on the western edge of Colorado? Let's check that elevation of 4,200 feet or so. Let's just look at this elevation here. We've got elevations on the USGS Topo Base. What about where the Rio Grande flows from the San Luis Valley in Colorado to New Mexico? Okay, checking the elevations there, that's 7,500 feet. The San Luis Valley is actually pretty high, so that's definitely not the lowest point in Colorado, but at least two areas that I've got identified on the Colorado-Kansas border. Let's look at where the Arkansas flows into Kansas from Colorado. Looks like just under 3,350. We'll call that 3,347. 3,347. The contour interval there, which is an important attribute to pay attention to, is 10 feet in this area, 10 feet, thus 3,347. Let's go north to where the Arickaree flows into Kansas from Colorado, not too far from the Nebraska-Kansas-Colorado border or tri-point. And that other one, let's compare that elevation to this. Okay, this is 3,324. The contour interval there is about, well, it's exactly 20 feet. So we're going to call this 3,310. 3,310, 3,310 feet, according to this map. It's always important to say according to the data set that we have at our fingertips, which is the 1 to 24,000 scale USGS topo map. So I've made two sketches, and we've determined that the lowest elevation so far is the point where the Arickaree actually flows into Kansas. Looking at the tri-corner point between Colorado, Kansas, and Oklahoma, that is a little bit higher. It's 3,600 feet. So that's not the lowest point. What about just to the west of there where New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Colorado meet? That's near Black Mesa, so that's definitely not going to be it. In fact, we're looking at the elevations over there, and we've got over 4,400 feet in elevation. So it is this one right up here where the Arickaree flows into Kansas. Let's look at the northeast Colorado corner just for fun. We can see the elevations there, 3,700 feet. If we go west to where Nebraska, Wyoming, and Colorado meet, that is a tri-point. I've been to that spot. Beautiful place. 5,300, 5,400 feet. So that's almost a mile high. That's definitely not the lowest point. So once again, we've used maps to help us understand physical geography, landforms, and we've used some powerful 2D and 3D maps that are interactive that you can use in similar ways to investigate questions that you have or your students have about the planet. Thanks for being with me.